So, welcome, guys. I know you hear the silence in the background. It's kind of awkward. We used to having this boogie ass music in the background because we have the lovely DJ Avo right there. We're trying a new approach right here. We have the lovely Dynasty Bro Vic right here. Whatever you know him as, he has a couple different handles, to be honest. And I am Dynasty Bro Dot. In my sophisticated voice, I came here to bring you the premiere of our intro track, man. This motherfucker fire, man. I don't really know what the title is called, but we gonna call it We the Bros. We gonna let it ride, and we can talk about it afterwards. So Avo, in the words of AP, man, spin that shit, bro, and turn me up a little bit too.
Dynasty Bro Avo, and I'm here with Dynasty Bro Dot and Dynasty Bro Fit, and we the bros, Dynasty Bros.
Who we is, we the bros, number one fantasy show. We don't talk too fast, we just finding out that y'all listen slow. Green light, we don't go. When the shit is all we know. If you ain't trying to be a champion, then what you playing for? Who we is, we the bros, number one fantasy show. We don't talk too fast, we just finding out that y'all listen slow. Green light, we don't go. When the shit is all we know. If you ain't trying to be a champion, then what you playing for? Y'all trash, I heard you needing some help. If podcasting was a league, I'd be drafting myself. Let me show you how to win and you'll be passing the wealth. Listening to them other lames, that shit bad for your health. I'm the 101 and I'm 101. Making haters sick to their stomach, need a ton of tums. I am getting wild, been doing this for a while. I hope you dominate your league Dynasty Bro Style. Nigga, we the bros. Who we is, we the bros, number one fantasy show. We don't talk too fast, we just finding out that y'all listen slow. Green light, we don't go. When the shit is all we know. If you ain't trying to be a champion, then what you playing for? Who we is, we the bros, number one fantasy show. We don't talk too fast, we just finding out that y'all listen slow. Green light, we don't go. When the shit is all we know. If you ain't trying to be a champion, then what you playing for?
It's the bros and we ready to play. Balance on the attack, bet it's been a long day. Late QB, that's my MO. Wide receivers, that's my MO. Don't forget that I'm all about targets. Caught him slipping, RPO, another win regardless. Man, y'all so soft. Swear we the hardest. 14 goal, I'ma go. Punch it in, that's for sure. Catch my breath, check the scope. Another trophy for the bros.
Who we is, we the bros, number one fantasy show. We don't talk too fast, we just finding out that y'all listen slow. Green light, we don't go. When the shit is all we know. If you ain't trying to be a champion, then what you playing for? Who we is, we the bros, number one fantasy show. We don't talk too fast, we just finding out that y'all listen slow. Green light, we don't go. When the shit is all we know. If you ain't trying to be a champion, then what you playing for?
And that's that.
What you playing
Hope you
for?
learned something new today, helping you dominate your league Dynasty Bro Style. It's the only one way to do, it's the only way to go. Because we the bros, Dynasty Bros. Bitch.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So look, we did that track in a day. Everybody got their parts done in a day, recorded it in a day, did it in the stew. So shout out to Ozzy, producer of the track, engineer of the track. Everybody wrote their own shit. Everybody performed their own shit. We are more than just analysts, baby. We are artists. We create art. You feel me? So shout out to everybody for playing a part. DJ Avo, you knew we was gonna let you talk. We knew you was gonna let you say the B word at the end. You know how this was gonna go. So nah, man. All right. Sidebar. Vic, what's your favorite bar out your verse?
Man, that's I don't know. I got two, man. You know how I do.
All right, give me your two. Give me your two favorite bars.
I forgot my damn verse. Now they like, you didn't write it. Yeah, I did write my shit.
He a real rapper. He
nah, but
I know, man.
Definitely the last four bars, the fourth and go, I'ma go. Cause like the whole instrumental itself, it just sounded like, let's say some Hard Knocks type vibes, like seasons on the line type shit. So fourth and go, you know, you put in all this work, you got to go for it. Don't be like the Broncos and kick a field goal.
I know. Set the tone right.
Yeah, baby. Man, set the tone, man.
Shots
and
early.
Vic, what I did was I set a platter of beats and was like, "Hey, Vic, pick between these." And he gave me the same speech on why this was the perfect beat. Like, bro, it's a tempo setter. So every time the pod start, that's where we at with it. So motherfuckers know we going for it on 4th and 5. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do.
4th and 5. Yeah. Oh, you see me on Madden, bro. 4th and 10. Yeah.
Fuck these niggas. All right. So, hey, yeah, that was it. So let's start all the way over like we usually do. Avo, produce some DJ shit, start the beat over, and then we're gonna come back into the podcast. Let's go. Yeah. What's good, Brodies and Bays? This is the Dynasty Bros Fantasy Football Podcast, episode 128. This is where you come for your fantasy football needs and to chop it up about the latest NFL news. I am Dynasty Bro Dot here with my co-bro.
You got Dynasty Bro Vic here with our DJ.
Come on, man. I'm DJ Abo. What's good?
And Gangsters Don't Dance, man. We boogie. We getting into another episode, man. We week one in the books, bro. Nobody panic. In advance, nobody panic. It's okay. We're still figuring this out.
I'm panicking.
It just got real.
I'm panicking.
I didn't even know what to say. It got real quick.
I'm on panic mode.
Well, by the end of this episode, we're going to convince Avo not to panic because it's week one. And what we came to do is, while we're in the energies in the air, people panicking, people bailing already, we chose to do a slapper cap episode, man. And we'll explain it going into the main segment what that means. But just know the slapper cap, knowing that right now for some of these players is important going forward into your season and in the future of these years. So we're going to do that. We finally get to do some B-team players of the week now that we in the season. Flag on the plays. But the one consistent, no matter what part of the season we is, Hood TMZ with Dynasty Bro Vic. So we're going to get into what's the word, man. You ready, bro? This is the first what's the word after week one, bro. So bring the news, bro.
I know I got to be on my shit, man. Make sure I'm not fumbling. So let's jump right into it, man. What's the word? Shout out to Bleach Report Gridiron, Lamar Jackson. So, you know, we've been following his contract situation.
Yes, sir.
Apparently, he turned down a 6-year, $290 million contract with roughly 160 to 180 million guaranteed. This is per Mort Report and Deanna at ESPN. When asked if he's going to wait out the whole season, he replied, "We'll see." But at the end of the day, this man turning down a lot of money, man. What do you think that's about?
Bro, I'm not turning down $50 to $70 million less guaranteed money than what Deshaun just got, bro. And he got all that shit going on. You talking to a former MVP, a guy who does everything for his team, bro. He literally makes his team come. Not saying he has a bunch of no names around him, but the guys that he done went this far into the trenches with, everybody can't take those teams to where he takes them. So he's literally everything for that team. And the way he plays, it's a liability to his career sometimes, the way he runs. So he has to get his money because anything can happen. I know that means people be like, well, he needs to sign in for that case. Nah, he still deserves everything that he's supposed to get because those are bars set. Once Deshaun signed that, that's the next quarterback's supposed to get here. So I don't like the way they playing on that man's name, bro.
Man, and on top of that, Lamar just passed 10,000 career passing yards, so he's doing his thing. Mind you, just now stepping into year 5, already passing 10,000 passing yards. All right, so of course we'll continue to watch this contract stuff play out and see how the summer goes. Let's keep it pushing, man. Le'Veon Bell, he got knocked out by Adrian Peterson in the 5th round. So
Adrian Peterson got knocked out by Le'Veon.
No, yeah, you're right. My bad. Le'Veon Bell knocked out Adrian Peterson.
My guy said, round. I know, man, I can't be ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm on my shit. Mid-season form. I am forgetting to set lineups. Like taking naps. Yeah, I'm in mid-season form, bro. Yeah. But all that. But yeah, man, Adrian Peterson got knocked out, man, by Le'Veon Bell.
Man, he like 10 years younger than Le'Veon, though, man.
He is. He's older. Adrian's 10 years
older.
Definitely
I know.
Older.
Damn, bro. Okay, we both had a fuck up. Now we just gotta wait for Avo's fuck up, so then we can bring it all together as
Coming
one.
soon.
But either way, man, I'm not really a fan of these players boxing because it just seems real random.
Like, oh, y'all boxers now?
It just seems random.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to them. I
don't mind it. I don't like seeing them get knocked out. Like, dang, that sucks. Because y'all supposed to be the best athletes in the world.
Yeah.
Y'all sitting there getting knocked out, catching the right hook.
Yeah,
bro, you shouldn't have dropped your left. That's really what happened.
I mean, he got knocked out by one of the greatest athletes in the world that's 10 years younger than him. Though.
I mean, that's true. I just don't like seeing my guys get knocked out.
All right, let's keep it pushing, man.
I am AP. We even share the same initial.
That's all I keep thinking.
Keep it pushing, man. All right, look. So if you guys saw the Thursday night game with Buffalo and the LA Rams,
yeah,
Isaiah McKenzie, he hit the end zone.
I seen it. That was fine.
I didn't even realize what he did in the moment, but looking back, he actually did a gender reveal for his sister, and he just revealed, it's a boy. So yeah, just the simple fact that he scored.
How would this have went if he didn't score?
Didn't score? Yeah, they almost had to force the issue, right?
They had everything else ready, I assume.
You know what? If he didn't score, I'd imagine at some point they would have went for a 2. and try to force it to McKenzie. That's the only other way, right? A
Yes.
2-point conversion.
That was a lot riding on that touchdown, though,
Or when
man.
somebody else score, he gonna run up to the camera.
What if it was the Jameson Crowder show?
Yeah. But guess what he said in the tweet? He's like, I guess we'll never know. Because somebody was like, what happened if he didn't score? And
Press conference.
Yeah, he's like, I guess we'll never know. Yeah, that's true.
Post-game press conference. It would have been so less as cool.
Yeah.
But shout out to him for scoring and doing it, though.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. All right, man. A couple more things and we out of here. So shout out to Lakers Canes 305. So pretty much he basically just posted a photo coming off the Dolphins and Pats game. Somebody left a grill in the parking lot on, and basically it caught a couple cars on fire. So the tailgating got out of hand and people came back to a couple of their cars fucked up.
Damn, bro. We tailgating in a couple weeks. We gotta watch
crazy.
our whips, bro.
Gotta show the camera.
This nigga.
Gotta show the
him
camera.
and this shoulder. Hey, you can actually see it now.
Yeah, that's
actually
what's up.
see it. I see us.
We improving, bro.
Yeah, a couple more things, man. All right, we're going to Nebraska football. So interim black head coach Mickey Joseph. So he's the first black head coach in Nebraska history. This is all sports, so not just football, all sports. So I know a couple weeks ago we talked about the Dakotas. This is
The
last
coldest.
I don't want to say Johnson, but the Dakotas has a new coach, and his name is Mickey Joseph. So Nebraska just took an L to somebody. I forgot who played them, but pretty much, was it Georgia Southern? I think it was Georgia.
Dakota's Crawford.
Yeah, Dakota's Crawford, but Nebraska just played somebody and they took an L. So I think that's why their coach got fired. And Notre Dame took an L too to Marshall. They got that bag too.
Hey, shout out to our bro Cam, man. I know he's happy.
That coach got fired for being 16 and like 31.
I think they just lost to like.
I know they just took a recent loss, but he got fired for just being an overall loser.
Hey, how you compete with Ohio State down to the final time of the clock and then go lose to Marshall?
Shout out to Jason Williams and Randy Moss.
Shout out to Marshall.
And Byron Leftwich.
Byron Leftwich, yeah.
On our shit.
Left it all on the field, bro.
All right, one last thing. So of course we're coming off 9/11, and I want to acknowledge this post. So this is from Baseball Quotes 1 on Twitter. Firefighter Michael Camarata lost his life at the age of 22 in the September 11th attacks. In 91, he played right field for the Staten Island team that made it to Williamsport. So his number 11 is the only number retired by the Little League World Series. So, rest in peace. Definitely wanted to honor him and also all the victims who lost their lives during 9/11, and also
much respect,
prayers and thoughts with the families and friends who are still, dealing with trauma from that. So, yeah, man. When you guys see the number 11 on the Little League field, only Little League player to have his number retired. So, all right, let's keep it pushing. Let's get into some injuries, man. Dak Prescott. So, of course, Sunday night, we saw the injury. He's making a pass, and
I know, man.
Usually you see the QB's hands hit somebody's helmet, but this time he literally just hit another player. But that just goes to show the type of force and velocity they got on them throws.
Yeah, bro.
For you to fuck your hand up.
They swinging the shit out their arms, bro.
Yeah, gunslingers, man. So originally they were looking at 6 to 8 weeks. Now I understand it's about 3 to 4 weeks, but he won't go on IR. So, Dot, what are your thoughts on that, man?
They looked like shit while he was out there playing and healthy.
True.
I feel bad for them without Dak. And even when he comes back, man, this might just be one of those seasons we might just have to chuck up as an L for everybody. The weapons and just take it as buy lows for everybody, man. If you want your CD in the next 3 to 4 weeks, this might be the cheapest you might be able to get some CD Lamb, or if you're trying to make a push, maybe at the end of the season, go, everybody always thought Zeke was done anyway, man. Go send a mid-second or something for Zeke. And then maybe the back end of the season, you get a couple good games or something. But besides that, man, this might just be a sucky season for the Cowboys.
And at least from what I saw watching the game, they definitely need a strong number 2 out there.
Yeah.
CD and Schultz, they're not going to get it done by themselves. They need Michael Gallup.
Yeah, he'll be back, but I don't know if that means anything without that O-line, man. And they need Tyron, bro.
All right. So, yeah, we'll monitor that. And I think they have a bye week 5, or after week 5. But either way, they may even just target that. So he's not going on IR. And then let's keep it pushing. Mac Jones, he's dealing with back spasms, but he does have a chance to play week 2. So just something to monitor. And then jumped into the running backs. Elijah Mitchell, man, his knee. So he's placed on IR. Suffered an MCL sprain. He's going to have surgery. That's going to put him out 2 months. So that's 8 weeks. Actually, he's avoiding surgery, it looks like. So they're just going to rest. So I got that incorrect. But it looks like he's not going to have surgery. See, a situation like that, man, it seems like they're not really addressing the problem, right? So it's just going to come back and re-aggravate or what?
I hate that shit, man, but they just seem like, they borderline feel like they just going to stay next man up. They don't really care. Like, somebody get banged up, oh, well, we got 4 other backs that we in love with. I don't know, man. It sucks to watch sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not a doctor, but to me, it makes sense just to have the surgery, address the issue.
Bro, if you was a doctor, that'd be fire.
That what?
That'd be fire. I mean, I know you're not a doctor, but
yeah,
if you was, that'd be hard.
All right, so Elijah Mitchell out 8 weeks, and yeah.
Damn.
Najee Harris dealing with the foot, but he's saying he's going to play week 2.
Double down. Stuff like this scares the shit out of me.
It does.
A guy that runs hard, putting his foot in the ground.
Yeah. And
already coming back from that, they called it like a fake Liz Frank issue during the back end of the offseason. I'm scared of that shit.
Yeah, because we saw Joe Mixon try to battle that out and deal with it last season. You know what I mean? And then we saw Derrick Henry actually get shut down. I think Mixon was dealing with the previous season before, but either way, when it happened to Derrick Henry, they actually shut him down. So, yeah, it's something to watch, man. Najee, you know, his stock may go down over the next few weeks, but we'll see. And then the last injury we have, wide receiver Chris Godwin, dealing with a hamstring. So
I told you, I was telling you that the whole time he was playing that they shouldn't have played him, bro. We talked about it. We both had. You made a good point on why they were playing them start off hot, but bro, you need these guys for your playoff run. So you know, risking it right now. You know, I think if you had a healthy Julio. You know, Julio don't really last full season. Just be okay with the Russell Gage, Julio Evans stack and let Godwin get all the way healthy. But it is what it is. He was looking good until he did go out. We'll see how long it takes him to get back.
All right. I do want to shout out our Brodies of the year. Your Brody was
Hollywood, man. He gave 15 PPR points.
And he hit the end zone.
I
want to shout out DJ Avo's Brody. Who was your Brody again?
I ain't gonna act like
Devontae Adams, and he looked like vintage Adams, bro.
Went off.
Okay,
and he hit the end zone.
So now it looked like he made Rodgers over the past few years because he literally was doing the same exact thing with Derek Carr.
Good point.
And Aaron Rodgers couldn't do shit. He needed that guy.
Yeah, and you know what? With that being said, either Lazard may be somewhat kind of the guy, or Rodgers is really in trouble.
He need Lazard, bro.
Yeah,
or let Romeo play. He made a couple splash plays. He looked that bad. You out there trotting out Randall Cobb and Sammy. They already showed what they can do. I know Christian Watson dropped a deep touchdown pass, but you know what Randall Cobb and Sammy are. You might as well just play those young guys, bro, just to see what they got. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, and I still like Robert Tonyan. He didn't even play. I don't think he played 50% of the snaps.
No, he didn't. He's still recovering all.
Yeah, so just for him to get the little involvement he did with the 36% of snaps, something like that he played, that's promising. But Hollywood hit the end zone, Adams hit the end zone, and my guy Gabe Davis hit the end zone. So I just want to shout out to all our Brodies, man. Doing work so far. All right, the last thing we're gonna get into before we get into the flag on the play is the B Team Player of the Week, man. So look, I'm excited.
All right, let's
got the B Team hat on. I don't think we got a banner, but it's
all good. We don't got a banner?
Nah, we'll fix it. It's cool.
Man, we'll get to that.
It's a road game. We didn't travel with it.
Okay,
on the road.
Bet.
All right, man. So look, shout out to tight end Chris Myrick. So he actually caught one pass for a touchdown. He only played 23% of the snaps, but mind you, the Giants beat Tennessee 21-20. So his touchdown catch was crucial, helped them secure a dub. My type of shit, man. So shout out to you, Chris Myrick. He's a third-year tight end for the New York Giants.
Okay.
You want me to hop in?
Yeah, go ahead and get in.
Hey, man, I got to shout out to Greg Dortch. I got to shout you out. I hope it's saying your last name about
Dortch.
Dortch. Hey, shout out to you, bro. You led Arizona in targets and receptions and yards in your first week, man. So You've been 3 years in the league. Hopefully, you get some shine for the rest of the season, man. Shout out to you. Let's go.
That's what's up.
I got one. Unless Vicky, how many you got?
That was it. I only had one.
I want to get into Mr. Kyle Phillips, man.
Go.
He caught 6 passes in the opener, bro. He played 31 of the 65 snaps, and he honestly, bro, he looked like the most important pass catcher in Tennessee, bro. Nothing really super standoutish as far as a play, but just him in general getting out there. We were wondering if it was going to be Traylon. He actually made a couple plays. It wasn't Robert Woods at all. It wasn't Ulster Hooper at all. It was literally Kyle Phillips out there trotting and getting a lot of the necessary attention from Ryan Tannehill, man. So I think that was important.
And Ryan trusted him. The key moments where they needed to move the sticks or need a big possession, Kyle Phillips making the play.
They went to him.
So shout out to Kyle, man, doing work.
All right.
Shout out to all the bro, or at least all the B team.
Yeah, all the B team players of the week. We all had one. That's fire.
Yeah, that's fire. I didn't even know that.
All right, we transition.
All right, man. Any flags on the play?
Avo said he got a flag. I got a flag too.
I'm gonna let you go first. Let me find something else to throw on.
Okay. Hopefully we got the same flag. Flag to, we can all talk about this. Everybody's been talking about it, but just flag to you paying all this money to a future Hall of Fame quarterback, and you're choosing to kick like you're agreeing in advance. All right, we just need to. We're okay to kick a 64-yard field goal. Like that sound nuts in general. Like even if you got Justin Tucker, the plan with a Hall of Fame quarterback should be, hey, let's see if we can still make plays to scoot up some more. Like we shouldn't just be happy and comfortable settling for a 64-yard field goal. That 4th and 5, all those weapons on the field. You only think Hamler got a catch. You got a guy with that kind of speed around all those other weapons that you got to pay attention to. They could have made a play. You put the ball in the hands of your Hall of Fame quarterback that you just paid. So I want to flag on a play to the coaching staff, man.
For sure.
Offensive coordinator, just in general, making a play. And the defense coordinator, too.
No, the coaching staff, bro.
They played so bad.
Whoever made that call ultimately lands on the head coach, but the entire coaching staff, they should have been rallying against the coach or either way.
Yeah, we should have known they weren't going to rally with how bad the defense played, how non-aggressive they was the first half, how they kept letting the offensive guys get penalties. You need to refocus your guys after so long, bro. But yeah, man, flag on the play to the Denver coaching staff. It was just horrible this week. Bad start for them.
And this is a whole new regime.
New regime.
Got to put that faith in Russell. Got to give him the ball. I got a flag on the play for myself.
Okay.
I was real disrespectful last week to the Seattle quarterback. His name is Geno Smith. He's serviceable. He's serviceable. So my bad. That's all I got to say. My bad, man. If you got fantasy guys on that team, they put up some points. You know what I mean? They didn't do garbage like I thought they would. So that's on me.
They did garbage, bro.
Bro, garbage is how Aaron Rodgers played. So I can't say that they all did garbage. DK had like 10. So I'm just saying. Rodgers had 4 or 5.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
They wrote me off, and I ain't right back.
Hey, that's quote of the year, bro. Quote of the year. So, in 10 weeks, when they 1-10, how are we gonna come back and still give him his props?
I don't know. Depends on how the fantasy players do. I'm strictly from a fantasy standpoint. I ain't saying you should pick up Geno Smith, but I'm saying if you got DK, you might be all right.
Vic, if you had DK, how nervous would you be with 7 catches for 34 yards? Be honest.
Right now, it's one of those things where I'm only comfortable running DK in my flex. And you just live with the outcome. At the end of the day, whoever's in your flex, I don't know who you're putting in your flex has more upside than DK.
That's
true. So I'd rather take a shot on a game breaker who only needs, again, like 3 to 5 opportunities. And he did have a nice catch in traffic. So
yeah, it was nice.
Even though it was like 4 yards down the field, but
it looked like a tough 6-yard catch, bro.
It did have a lot of catches in traffic. Okay,
it was the toughest 6-yard catch I ever seen in my life. It looked like some Edelman would have did back in the day.
Yeah. So, but I mean, look, you still got to run DK, man.
You do. I passed over him in many drafts.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna just tell people that they have to play DK.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell people that. It's depends on who you got. I had leagues where I started Jefferson, Tyreek, AJ, and I could have got DK in the 5th. And if I would have picked them up for upside, I wouldn't be playing him in my flex nowhere. So, like, it just depends on your guy. I mean, Vic said the realest thing, though. He would be the most upside flex player you can ever have.
It's true.
But man, him with Geno, I don't care if he catching 7 passes if he's not. I literally lost somebody some money because I told him to bet the over 45 yards.
Oh,
I figured shit, that's one play for DK.
That's fair.
They lost money, bro. 34 yards.
Check this out, though. They're going to figure it out because I actually was surprised to see Geno move that offense the way he did. I like the scheme that they ran. A lot of play action, a lot of getting the tight ends involved. So
we talked about this early. After the bumps in the road and those, I think both of those touchdowns were busted plays. They didn't move the ball at all anymore. Denver just didn't score at all. They didn't do anything to themselves. They gave the game away.
I won't deny that.
Yeah, the Will Disley looked like a busted play. Both of those touchdowns were busted. I mean, you still got to give them credit for making them.
The Parkinson plays look more in rhythm, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
But either way, I still feel like their confidence is going to continue to rise. They're going to find ways to get Tyler Lockett, who's the captain, and DK, who's an explosive playmaker, the ball. At the end of the day, like, they're going to figure out how to get them the ball and let them create.
Yeah, I'm more on the side of once this momentum win go away, week 1, I think it's all downhill for Seattle, bro. Hey, I feel bad.
They just wanted to beat Russ. They good now.
But yeah, I ain't trying to shit on nobody, man. You know I love people that work their ass off and just the feel good story, man. I'm really being honest, but you know, I'm still rooting. I don't want to see no downfall of Geno, but you know, if I had to put my money on those players every week, I can't do it.
No, I got you. I understand.
You won't never see me have none of them in DFS ever, and we play head to head, and that's how I wanted to roll. I wanted to do that, bro. Unless you got a flag.
No, that was it.
Well, let's roll into what I just said, man. Shout out to my guy Vic, man. We started the season. We ended the season last year. I was 6-3. He was 3-6. First week, you see Vic got that 4 in front now, man. He won. He beat me by like 7-8 points. It was like 120 to 128.
Your defense took off though.
Yeah, bro. And you know, I should have known better. He played the Jefferson Chase stack, and I didn't really stand a chance, man. So yeah, man. Shout out to my guy.
I mean, I took a chance though. I wrote out Mitch Trubisky, so I was like, what's the cheapest QB I can play to get these guys in? I just kept scrolling. I was actually about to run. I think I was going to run Mariota.
That would have been nice.
And then I think I was going for Jameis, but he's a little bit more pricey. And I saw Mitch down there for the 5K. I was like, oh, bet.
I just want to give you a heads up now. I already start glancing at making my lineup this week. It's ugly for some reason, bro. Like the guys you want don't got good matchups, and then the way they adjusted these prices.
Okay.
It's going to be hard to make a good lineup, bro. I literally looked at it for like 20 minutes and couldn't come up with it. I just closed the app. So that's just me giving you a heads up. I'm going to set my stuff. I'll send it to you tomorrow, and we'll go from there, man. But yeah, this is the daily fantasy me and Vic always do. And we'll just do this every week. We bet $10 and we just keep it rolling.
This is the all-time record. So again, Dot is leading 6-4, and I'm down 4-6. So long season, man.
All right. Well, let's boogie, man. Before we get into the main topic, follow us, man. I am Dynasty Bro Dot on Instagram and Twitter. Follow the main Instagram page, Dynasty Bros FF. Follow the TikTok, Dynasty Bros FF Pod. Vic, where can the people follow you at?
Follow me at Chief Sosa FF, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening, Dynasty Bros FF, and check out the Linktree link. We got the rankings up, and yeah, we probably had a We the Bros track. That way, you know, if
we got to put the We the Bros track.
You know, if you ever want to stream that, you can. I know when I'm setting my lineups, I'm listening to that. When I'm in the gym, I'm listening to it. So it goes hard, man. Shout out to y'all.
Because We the Bros. Hey, Avo, where can we follow you at, my brother?
Y'all follow me at Avo Love, man. I be talking my shit every now and then. Yeah, I mean.
Big facts. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to get into the main segment, and it is called
first. Let's talk about top performers real quick.
Oh,
then we get into the slapper cap, but it's cool.
Damn, I thought we was doing that.
It's cool.
What's the word? My bad.
Going forward, we do it after the DFS, and then but it's cool though. We get back in rhythm.
All right, bet. My bad.
No, you good. You good.
Dang,
we got to do a banner for that too.
We out here looking like the Broncos, man.
It's cool though, but we still got we still got time left.
I wasn't ready.
Hey, I just want to shout out, at least the top performers at each position, just that way people can know how we feel about these guys. And
I got something interesting to tell you after this too.
Cool. All right, let's jump into the QBs, man. Patrick Mahomes, he led the way, man. So we're going from a PPR standpoint, 33, fantasy points, man. 366 passing yards, 5 TDs, man. No Tyreek, but that offense looks even better if you ask me, because you don't know where the ball is going. Offense is way more fluid.
You don't got to force the ball, man. You just throw it to anybody he wants to, man. And it's hard to, you can't stop that shit.
Yeah, I like it. And it even got Clyde going, bro. Clyde is even back involved in the passing game, bro.
And if they wasn't whooping ass, his numbers would have been even higher. Don't get fooled by the Pacheco game, man. They basically took Clyde out, and Pacheco got a lot of garbage time, bro. He wasn't getting nothing. Honestly, McKinnon was the next man up. Pacheco was the third guy on the back end of the ass whooping. So just remember that.
All right, so they ran it up on the Arizona Cardinals. Let's move on to number 2 performer, Josh Allen. We got to see this treat Thursday night. Big Josh Allen, man. He's fucking elite. It's official. He's elite, man.
He needs to protect himself, though. I think that I know he's a big body, but some of that wild running he's doing, I know it's good for fantasy, but you got to preserve yourself. We want to see him play for a long time.
All right, let's talk about the number 3 performer, Carson Wentz, man. Look, he's efficient. He did his thing for the Washington Commanders, put up 27 fantasy points. He had 313 passing yards, 4 passing TDs, a lot of weapons. So, again, that's another team that ran 3 wide receivers.
He's a good quarterback. You just have to take his boneheaded moments. He's always going to throw interceptions. And there was a stretch last week for the Colts where he was like a top 12 quarterback for like 5 or 6 weeks straight. I'm not even lying, because I was running him in one of my big money redraft leagues. So he's not a bad quarterback. He has a ton of weapons that can do a lot of things. So we'll see what happens throughout the year.
All right, Jalen Hurts, man. Look, when you go to Philly, it's the Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown show, and that's it. Hey, Jalen Hurts had 16 carries, over 90 yards. He had a rushing TD. He threw 243 passing yards, no TDs, but that's okay. Still put up 24 fantasy points.
If for the next 5 weeks, if you take the over on Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts both scoring a rushing touchdown week by week, you're probably going to win some big money.
There you go. And then let's close out with the number 5 QB performance, Justin Herbert. Look, 23 fantasy points, 279 passing yards, 3 passing TDs. Herbert, man, I just love watching Herbert throw the football.
Yeah, it makes it look easy, effortless, and he lost Keenan and he still didn't miss a beat. So
yeah, I do want to shout out our guy, Brownsburg Brent, his guy, Jameis Winston, 6th spot, man. So that's where you're getting value, man. And they got the dub down in the A.
We eat these W's.
Yeah, man. 269 passing yards, 2 passing TDs, 21 fantasy points. That's solid, man. So yeah, I just want to shout him out, man. That was his guy. So
Before we get too far, I know we're about to go into the main segment. And since you just mentioned Jameis, I got some questions about Taysom Hill.
okay.
So he's a tight end, right?
Yes.
But he's also a QB.
And
if you put him in your tight end slot and he happens to play QB, do you still get points?
yes.
Yeah.
That was just me being curious. I was like,
Me and Vic
I saw him on the
literally
waiver wire.
Me and Vic had one of those talks that could have been a mini segment earlier about Taysom Hill.
Interesting.
We'll pull it up. Because he actually made the top 5 this week for the tight end. So we'll talk about it.
Right.
All right, number 5, or let's move into the running back room. Your guy, Saquon Barkley. I know in Dynasty I was going to stay on this side of the table, but I do got some Barkley in redraft because I want to be better at redraft.
Avo, you remember when we talked guys that got the most upside of turning their ADP around, and I was
Facts.
like, Saquon, if he has a bounce back season, can go right back into top 5 dynasty.
Yep.
All it took was 1 week. And everybody's like overly back in. But that's because you remember what he was. Like, I don't care how much you love some of these running backs, they still can't do the things Saquon can do. He's only 25.
That's big facts right there.
So shout out to Barkley, man, with the bounce back, starting off strong, 32 fantasy points. Let's move into the number 2 running back performance. Jonathan Taylor, keep it home for them Colts, even though we tied with them Texans. But he put up 27.5 fantasy points. Big day on the ground, 161 rushing yards. Seemed like they kind of got him going a little bit late too, man. I don't know why
they wanted to
they do that.
They want to try to establish, the passing game first because they were like, hey, new quarterback. We did the running thing all last year. And then once they realized we're going to fucking lose if we don't stick to our guns, I think they failed to realize that the run game opens up the pass game.
Exactly.
It's not the other way around.
And the run game tires out the defense.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
All right, man. Let's get into number 3 performance from the running back spot. DeAndre Swift. That's your guy as well. 26 fantasy points, 144 rushing yards, man. So he had a big day on the ground, man.
He does it while giving up the goal line to Jamal Williams. He missed out on 2 goal line.
He did.
Touchdowns because they're going to Jamal. But that doesn't scare me, man. His involvement's going to come off big plays. He's going to catch the ball. He's the number 1 guy, but You know, and honestly, I think it keeps them a little healthy if you're not going to keep on banging them in that red zone. So it is what it is.
And shout out to Kareem Hunt with the number 4 performance, 23 fantasy points, had a TD on the ground and in the air. He's the best red zone back in Cleveland. He does it all. He can run and catch. Hey, he's trying to get a job somewhere next year.
Nick Chubb is better than Kareem Hunt.
I like Kareem Hunt in the red zone in terms of like
because he's
versatile. Like you don't know if they're gonna run or throw, but with Chubb, he's standing up back there. You know they're about to hand the ball.
The issue is what pisses me off is Chubb can catch. He caught a lot of passes in Georgia. It pisses me off. They just treat him like he's one dimensional. He's probably the best running back in the NFL. He just when he runs, bro. No, I can't name a bunch of running backs that just actually looks better than him, smarter than him, hits the hole well. He gives you
JT vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like he's that type of runner. But I don't know why they don't use him that way. As far as like how they use Kareem Hunt.
Facts.
All right, the number 5 performance from the running back spot, Cordero Patterson. He started off hot last year. He's doing it again this year. 22 fantasy points this year. 120 rushing yards on the ground. Caught some passes. So he had 1 rushing TD, and I don't think he had a pass catching TD.
Well, I want to see what would have happened if Damian would have stayed healthy because the first 3 runs of the game, 2 went to Damian. Then he got hurt. So not saying that they would have been splitting, but just hats off. And I think I'm in redraft, man. We were all wrong because Cordell didn't do nothing but be a top 10 running back and receiver. You know, he had the combo split last year, and we just wrote him off like it couldn't happen again.
Hey, let's jump over to the tight end because I want to end on a high note with the wide receivers, bro.
All right, let's go.
All right, so Travis Kelce, 26 fantasy points. He did his thing. Look, 8 catches, 121 yards, 1 reception for a touchdown.
He's the only one that technically really mattered because anybody else probably wasn't in your starting lineup.
Now look at the dip off. OJ Howard was the number 2 tight end this week, 17 fantasy points, but he did on 2 catches for touchdowns and 38 yards. So,
nobody started him.
Yeah, for the Houston Texans. I'm not trusting that situation. Let's keep it pushing. Taysom Hill, 15 fantasy points. So he actually he had a touchdown.
Yeah, he did have a touchdown.
In the air or on the ground?
On the ground. He ran it in. But
okay.
So our conversation earlier was Vic was like, I think I want to play keep away, and I'm like, but why? You do more value with Jerick McKinnon. He was next man up, and if anything happened to Clyde, I know you want the number 1 running back in Kansas City who proved that he can do it in big games because he was doing it in the playoffs. They loved him. Taysom. And this is what I told him. Hey, well, this is the realest shit. Not just, I said, I don't think you want to play keep away because when are you really going to want to play him? This is more limited. He ran the ball like 4 times. He's never going to get real targeted with all those offensive wide receivers there. I think you want to leave him out there and let somebody else pick him up and play him because you want to be out. You don't want to have him on your team and you feel like you can run him and he gives you a 0 because he did nothing. He has that kind of floor of a 0 for 0 type of game.
That's real. And that's a team where I got Andrews, Ertz, and Hunter Henry. So I'm
don't
never
even
play him. Yeah. All right, man. Let's move on to the number 4 performance. Gerald Everett, 14 fantasy points. He actually had 3 catches, 54 yards, and a touchdown. That's a nice streaming option. If I have to play the streaming game,
yeah,
he should be at the top of your list,
especially for the next few weeks because you won't have no Keenan Allen. He might be out for some good time.
All right, then a number 5 performance who knocked my guy out, Dalton Schultz, who finished at number 6. But the number 5 performance, Will Dissly, 13 fantasy points, 3 catches, 43 yards on a busted play.
Busted play, bro.
But we'll take it, though.
Yeah.
Still at the end zone. And I'm sure a lot of DFS players was happy about that.
Best ball players.
Yeah. All right, back to the wide receivers, man. We want to end on a high note. Justin Jefferson, my dynasty wide receiver number one. Your dynasty wide receiver number 1.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson, man. So 9 catches, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns. That'll give you 39 fantasy points. Stud, man.
Super stud.
Nothing else to say. All right, Cooper Kupp, number 2 performance. He had 31 fantasy points, 13 catches, man. So the volume's there, 128 yards and 1 touchdown. Like, the ball's going to Kupp. He's going to toe tap his feet in back of the end zone. He's going to get 4 feet in. That's because he's showing out. He's nice, man.
Nuts.
All right, another stud. All right, DJ Avils Brody, Devontae Adams, 30-point performance, 10 catches, 141 yards, and a touchdown. Saw 15 targets. So, yeah, I mean, it's good to see. Like, Devontae is that dude.
Nuts.
Number 4, The acrobat, Jamar Chase, 28 fantasy points, 10 catches, 129 yards, and a touchdown.
Nuts.
I know, man. You got to have red zone at the end of the day. Otherwise, you're going to miss out. Number 5 performance, keep it home, Michael Pittman, 27 fantasy points, 9 catches, 121 yards, and a touchdown. It's good to see him be physical, man. So he's a bigger body, but he'll fight and get in the end zone.
Nuts.
All right, man.
2 more guys I just want to talk about because we talked about Adams and guys that, left teams, got new quarterbacks, got new situations. A.J. Brown and Tyreek both look good in their new spots too, along with Adams. So shout out to both of them. This is what I wanted to tell you. This is what I noticed. In redraft, we've kind of been sticking to the, running backs are so important because they thin out. Everybody you name was like the top 5, 6, 7 receivers. Like, look at everybody like in a row. Like the top 10 receivers on the week are probably like the first 12, like or within the first 12 taken. Because AJ Brown is at the top of that list. Stephon Diggs is somewhere at the top of that list.
Yeah,
like you didn't miss if you took one of those wide receivers early. Basically,
that's why I go wide receivers and get my RBs in the second or third.
Gotta be.
All right, man. Now let's get to the main topic.
All right, the main topic. We're gonna get into this, and it is Slapper Cap. So Slapper Cap is this is where we come to just go over week 1 and decide if some of these performances were slap. That means we see it happening for the rest of the season. Believe in it, whether you want to go buy in on this player if you can, or if you want to sell high, because sometimes I don't care how much you love the value of something. If it's too high, you can go cash in on it. Or was the week 1 performance cap and it's like, nah, this won't happen again. Or even if it happens right now for another week, by the end of the season, you'll see a turnaround. So we like slap our cap. So I said slap our cap, slap our cap. So that's what we're going to do, man. So I'm excited about it. I got 3 players. Vic got 3 players. Maybe we'll throw some players out there on the fly. Cool?
Cool, bro.
All right, I'm going to let you lead, bro. Because I just did a lot of talking for no reason.
I got to go with guys who I'm high on, man, coming into the season, but off to a slow start. So Devonta Smith, wide receiver for the Eagles, only saw 4 targets, no catches. He's out there for 96% of the snaps. Is this what we're going to see for the rest of the season? I'm going to say this is a slap. It's the A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts show, because Jalen wants to have 10-plus carries, and he wants to force feed A.J. Brown 15 targets.
Sad, man.
So if that's going to be the case, Devonta definitely has to capitalize on his opportunities, which isn't a lot. So given that, man, I love some Devonta Smith, but it's the A.J. Brown show.
And as perfect as I want to tell y'all off pure talent to go buy him, I don't know if it's going to be a this year thing, man. It looked like Hurts and AJ Brown are best friends, and this system doesn't allow for just a ton of targets anyway. They still want to try to establish the run, and Jalen is going to run. You're going to have 2, 3 running backs back there that want to run, and I think all the guys are just going to be. Goddard might be okay because we don't expect tight ends to get 10 targets and be doing all of this. We can deal with limited, catches with tight ends, but 3-4 catches for Devonta on good weeks isn't going to be a good thing for your fantasy team. So I'm nervous, bro.
Yeah, man, it's looking like it's slapping right now, and it's upsetting for me because Devonta, he's a hell of a talent, hell of a wide receiver. He Marvin Harrison type vibes that can just get open and score, but it's the system. But it is what it is, man. So trying to put my bias to the side because I like Devonta Smith, but
I know, man, and he's super talented.
He's on my bench right now, and unless there's an injury that comes to the wide receiver room, that moves him up to number 1
to AJ. Yeah,
and even when that was the case, it still was kind of hit or miss. So
true that.
So it's like, what can we really look forward to? All right, man, who you got for us?
All right, man, let's get into the 25-year-old wide receiver. First one taken in free agency. Got the bag, kind of fucked it up for everybody else because now fucked up for every team because all these receivers was like, look, Christian Kirk just got a bag. You got to pay me. Christian Kirk, wide receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. Who would have known that he'd be out there getting 12 targets? And he broke for over 100 yards this week, man. But we all kind of said that there's going to be a team that's going to be down. They're going to have to pass the ball. Maybe Trevor take the next step forward. Christian got the bag. He was going to be the number one guy. 12 targets, only caught 6 of them. So everything probably not gravy coming from Trevor Lawrence. But the reason we love him in PPR is because we knew he's just going to get the opportunity. And it's going to happen all year. So I'm going to say slap on Christian Kirk's. You know, I'm not seeing him as a top 12 wide receiver at all, but he's going to be a solid wide receiver 2 every single week, man. He's going to Robert Woods himself to like that type of season where it just got so many targets, so many catches. He's probably not going to catch a lot of touchdowns, but you know, any guy that can flirt with, you know, almost 100 catches, which I think he will, just off pure necessity.
Yeah,
he's just going to keep on throwing him the ball, like so. I hate to say Christian Kirk is going to have a good season in that offense, man. Yeah,
he's paying dividends for them.
Yeah, true.
You know, he reset the market, but it's paying off. So
now I will say, I say somewhere on mid-season, if they're sucking, I would sell high because I do see a world where they draft a good receiver next year with high draft capital, you know, to keep on helping out Trevor. Because I don't think Christian is your typical number one receiver, but out of necessity, he's their number one receiver.
Kind of feel like a Hollywood Brown type situation, and then they brought in Bateman, like a more prototypical size wide receiver,
something like that.
Yeah, and plus they can't keep running the Jones brothers. Like they got to eventually that offense. Look, they got a nice core with Trevor,
ETN,
James Robinson look good. He's young. ETN,
and Christian's 25, so he's not old, but him being your solid number 2. That would be nice.
And if Ingram can stay on the field, he's looking good in that offense. Athletic tight end. So, yeah, I like the call. All right, bros, let's go back to Denver, man. Another wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy. So, last night he went 4 for 7. So, he had 4 catches on 7 targets, 102 yards and a touchdown. Look, if Russ is going to throw the ball 40 times and put up over 300 passing yards, and the league is transitioning to a 3 wide receiver set, he reminds me of Godwin, you know what I'm saying? Like a guy that can just do work over the middle.
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, they got Sutton, who's like the Evans. Of course, I'm not saying Sutton is Evans.
No, they're similar in art and build.
And then you got the Hammer, who just stretches the field. So if you got Judy's going to do work over the middle, you got to be in on that. And I know I moved off of Jeudy. Most of my moving off of Jeudy was more so in the Drew Lock era. But I still did sell high.
But now he got a Hall of Famer.
Pieces. Yeah, but he does have a Hall of Famer now. But Jerry Jeudy, I'm calling him a slap, man. It's legit. I mean, you got Russell Wilson, man, and over the middle. So, yeah.
And I know you ain't all the way in on this because Sutton had injury concerns too. But I think I second your slap. But I think both of them are slap. I think there's a world where both of them are top 24 receivers by the end of the season just because they're going to figure that thing out. And Russ, we've seen him almost have 2 top 15 receivers in Lockett and DK. And I think Sutton and Jeudy are like just all pure talent. If you take away stats from the past few years, pure talent, they're just that good. So I'm going to say slap, and I support your slap, brother.
All right. I actually do want to see Jeudy clean up the drops. I know it's part of the game, but his are like noticeably like concentration drops. You know what I mean? Like, so I want to see him clean those up, but hey, he's still young, so can definitely turn around. Christian Kirk is a slap too, by the way, in case I didn't plant my flag there. So we got all slaps right now.
All right, we got all slaps right now. So I'm going to go get a cap.
Okay.
I got a cap right now. Avo, you hear me?
Let's go.
Shout out to Avo. I was just listening to this in the gym today, like randomly.
All right, let's talk. Let's talk the guy who got the bag this offseason, the wide receiver 2, and one of the best offenses in the league, man. Let's go down to LA for the Chargers and talk about Mr. Mike Williams, man. It was a weird week 1, bro. He had 4 targets, but he only had 2 catches for 10 yards. 2 catches for 10. We're used to seeing them catch 50-yard bombs, jumping up in the air, falling on the ground in the end zone. We didn't see none of that this week. And Keenan Allen then went out, and they were in good game script. And Herbert actually looked good. He looked like he was in midseason form, and it just seemed like he was going to everybody but Mike Williams. So, going forward, Keenan Allen got banged up. I think Mike Williams will be the number one guy for the next few weeks going forward. And I think you'll see those big boom games too, man, because it's going to be so necessary. I'm going to say this week was a cap. And just going forward, it's cap, man. I loved Mike Williams going into the season. He's still on the younger side. He at least has 3 more years with Herbert. He's going to ride out Herbert's whole rookie contract with him. And I think he's going to be able to be the wide receiver 2 or / wide receiver 1. Depends on what Keenan does going forward. So I'm going to ride out and say this was cap because there's no way that Mike Williams is going to keep on having 2 catches for 10 yards. Those 2 catches for 10 yards don't even make sense. So
okay. I'm not really a Mike Williams guy, but I know he was top 12 last year, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, he's tied to Herbert and Keenan. He's shown he can be in and out the lineup, so it makes sense, man. So
you gonna call that cap by necessity?
Yeah. I'm gonna call it cap just by just off logic.
By default. Vic gave a bogus ass cap, man. This is just bogus as hell.
Yeah, I'm not a Mike Williams guy, but I'm trying to put my biases to a side.
How about this? You cannot be a fan of somebody but say, all right, he's still gonna produce stuff.
Yeah.
There's guys out there that for some reason I can't shake it. I don't want them on my team. I watch them produce. I still don't want them on my team.
Yeah, and maybe I would have called it a slap if I saw Josh Palmer going more. But then you also got DeAndre Carter getting involved. But that just seems so random. So to me, Mike Williams is still the guy.
True.
And Raiders are tough, man.
They are.
That was a division game. That's tough. All right, man. I got another guy for you guys. Let's go back to Baltimore. Devin Duvernay. He actually had 4 catches on 4 targets and 2 touchdowns. He only played half the snaps. Put up 21 fantasy points.
Shit.
He's also involved in the special teams game, so you're going to see him returning kicks.
Shit.
Capper slap. All right.
Call
me crazy, man. Call me crazy.
I'm calling you crazy, man.
He give me Gabe Davis vibes. Going back to last season when the guy wasn't really on the field as much, but he just took advantage of his opportunities. I'm going to say it slaps. Here's why. Lamar Jackson wants to get paid. If he wants to get paid, how he wants to get paid, he wants a fully guaranteed contract. He got to hang around that pocket a little bit more. So in order for you to do that, that means you got to throw more passes. So Bateman's going to see attention from the top corner. Mark Andrews is, he's a stud. I do think Duvernay's going to be involved, bro. And Baltimore do throw. Last year they were top 10 in pass attempts. So I'm going to – now here's where I'm struggling. Do I lock Duvernay in as a wide receiver 3, meaning he finishes in the top 36, or wide receiver 4, top 48?
I give you 4, man.
Wide receiver 4? Okay.
Yeah, a top end 4. Though.
Yeah, top end 4, meaning he could sneak into the top 36. So let's lock him in as a high wide receiver 4.
Yeah.
But that's valuable. I'll take that though.
I think he might be a solid wide receiver 3 overall ranking, best ball style.
Okay.
I think he's gonna have a lot of Mike Williams games, like where he blows up, then he don't do nothing. Because also with the grand scheme of things, Lamar didn't have to throw a lot this week, whooping up on the Jets. And the guys that we all do think are the wide receivers, like the top options, didn't do a lot in Andrews and Bateman. So we'll see what happens, man, when we get in the floor of things, having to throw a little bit more and being able to refocus on his top guys. We'll see what goes. I'm just, for right now, gonna call it cap, just because if he's going to be that involved and he's going to like be an important target guy, then that's going to mean something bad for somebody else. And it could be, I don't think it's Andrews, but it could be Bateman. And maybe Bateman doesn't take the big leap like we thought, because he really didn't do too much either this week. So we'll see.
And I think I'm leaning towards this because I'm in redraft mode and Duvernay's out there on waivers. So
no.
This is a moment where literally, though, I know we're talking dynasty, but redraft wise, you could literally put in a claim and get you some Duvernay and potentially can help you out, even in the flex spot.
But this might be a good dynasty move too, because if he is important, if he, he's more of a deep threat than me, which, Hollywood left. So he's more of the deep threat kind of guy over Bateman, in my opinion. And in dynasty, we talked about this earlier, bro was taken in the 3rd round. So he has the draft capital.
Yeah.
You feel me? So maybe it's his time.
So I'm here to reset the wide receiver market from a fantasy football standpoint, and I'm here to make wide receiver 3s and wide receiver 4s cool.
Okay.
Because sometimes you need guys like that in your flex to win some shit. And best ball is a whole nother thing. So if you got him in best ball, you good.
All right. And let's get into our B team player of the week. Devin doing it.
He actually, well, yeah.
I know. He didn't already did it before. He done made big plays. Let's get into one more guy, man. This is funny. I didn't tell Vic. I told Vic some guys, and then as I dug deep into who I wanted to talk about, this is one I want to talk about. We talked about him earlier too. Mr. Cordell Patterson.
Oh my gosh. Bro, I never thought we'd do a pod on Duvernay and Cordero, but they balling.
Cordero. All right.
Balling.
So hear me out. Bro, he just does everything that Atlanta needs of him. Honestly, bro. Not even being funny. And this is what I want to say. I think for this season, what he did week 1, it's gonna be slap again, bro. But here's the Dynasty Bro dot thinking though. I do think he's gonna be Mr. Necessary for them. And I do think there's a world where now Damian is out. I think Tyler Algier is going to have to get some play if Damian can't see it. And maybe Algier does something to show like some promise or something or anything. And there's so many running backs coming out next year. I think Cordell's 32 now. There's no way that they see him as the guy for the future for some years to come. So maybe it's a thing where like they start moving on to their younger guys by the end of the year, rolling into next year. So I do think it's slap for this year. And me thinking it's slap means you need to do your due diligence to go to your trade block, put them on there, see what you can get for them. Go to a winning team, take a nice second round pick for them because the draft next year rolls deep into the second round. Take any piece you can get because if you get to the point where you're winning your championship, keep them. If it looks like you're getting into the playoffs, you can use them for a run. But if you're that team that you're not in the running, you need to get rid of them because it's slap for this year. So I believe everything he did, and he's going to be necessary, and he's going to ball out. And I think playing with Mariota makes him a little bit better too, running quarterback. So how do you feel about me calling Cordell Patterson a slap for this year, but trade him? Because if you're not in a run-in to win a championship, you really need to get him off your team.
I'm a little salty right now because I have a team where I'm competing. I literally lost in the title game, and I flipped Cordero in the offseason, and I should have held on. And I think I did get a pick, but now I can use some running back help because on that team, I actually have I have Gibson and Kamara, which is nice. I think I have Michael Carter, which I'm actually about to start running. Hey, can we just talk about him real quick on the fly?
Everybody put him the night once they got Brees Hall.
Cap or slap, man.
Come on, Dad. I pretty much asked you the same question. I made a phone call yesterday just to pretty much ask this same question.
Oh, about the same guy?
I was like, yeah, Michael Carter just balled out, bro.
Said, so is he the starter? I told him that I do think by mid-season, once Brees Hall gets acclimated and gets a little bit more comfortable with the offense and calms down a little bit.
Okay.
I think right now he's having rookie fever. You could tell by how antsy he looks on the field. He looked so patient and dominant and explosive in college, bro. And now he looks like he's still trying to figure it out. Like,
okay.
He's like he's trying to figure out how to play in the NFL instead of just letting it come to him, bro. He's a natural football player. I do think Michael Carter is good, but I don't think he's nowhere near a runner as Brees is. So there's no reason for him to be having more carries than Brees. So I think there's a world where Michael Carter still be a good 3-down back, and maybe both these guys so talented that they can bounce up off each other. But he was getting so many targets. I think that's a Joe Flacco. Even when
that's that Jets offense. They're a check down offense.
No, they're a check down offense when the other quarterbacks play, not with Zach. Zach doesn't check down. Flacco's been a check down artist since Baltimore. That's the issue. I think when Zach Wilson comes back, it turns more into Brees' show because they're not going to dink and dunk to Michael Carter. And you seen that last year too when Zach Wilson was there. All that, Michael Carter was getting his shit off running. And if this is going to turn into who got the better rushing chops, I think that'll be Brees by the end of the season.
So my mind's going everywhere, so I'm going to just run through all the thoughts. I think the Colts think Nyheim Hines is what Michael Carter is. I wish we had Michael Carter instead of Nyheim Hines because he can run the ball. He can catch.
He runs better than Nyheim should not run the ball. He's not a good runner at all.
So I'm going to started from there. And then I do think Michael Carter's a good enough player to where he's going to force the issue with being involved. So he does have a lot of PPR upside. So for the people who like running the Nyheim Hines, give me the Michael Carter week to week. I'll just trust that because he'll fall into 15, 20 plus points. All right. Next thing you mentioned, Joe Flacco. Okay, he's a check down guy. Okay, this is a good opportunity for us to, over the next couple of weeks until Zach come back, maybe buy low on Garrett Wilson. I even saw Garrett Wilson out on waivers in a redraft league, so I put in a claim. Hopefully I get him. But yeah, I'm using this opportunity to go get Garrett. He looked good. So yeah, man, but I'm going to say it's slap for Michael Carter, only because, again, I do think he's talented enough to always stay involved. And you don't know what they're going to do when he's on the field. He can run. He's sneaky in between the tackles. I like that when he was coming out of college. That's one thing I noticed. For his size, I know he's like 5'8", 200 pounds, 205, but he was always sneaky in between the tackles.
Yeah, I'ma just trust what I've seen from both of them at the biggest stages. I know Brees just got to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Carter can't hold his water in real life, to be honest.
But the Jets always keep multiple running backs involved too, though.
Come on now, dog. Come on.
Can't hold his water?
And bro, if you back in college, bro, no. Hell no.
I mean, fair enough, but we in the big leagues now.
Yeah. Brees just got there. I said, bro. I said he's gonna get there.
I believe he is gonna learn.
If we going off just pure talent, like if you both of them after a year of figuring it out, I gotta put my money on Brees. Here's the thing, and with that last comment you just said, Vic, hell yeah, they keep a lot of running backs involved. Have you seen the running backs they done had over the past 5-6 years? You got to keep multiples involved. They haven't had a number one guy. Michael Carter's not even a number one guy.
They had Bilal Powell balling. Who else?
We bragging on that?
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to think back to the multiple running backs.
Bunch of nobodies, bro. And now they took Brees. They said they would have scooted up, took him in the first, but ended up falling to the second. Brees is every bit of any of these other running backs you like. He has Swift talent. That's how talented he is. Michael Carter doesn't have Swift upside to me.
Okay. Any other guys on the fly?
Avo, you got any guys you want us to talk about?
Should I not fuck with George Kittle no more?
Trade him as soon as he have a big game. I'm tired of his injured ass, bro. Tired of that motherfucker can't stay on the field, bro.
You gotta be so mad. You gotta be so.
How the fuck you be good all off season, all preseason, and the week before you fuck yourself up in practice?
Just make me mad.
Yeah, that shit. That gotta be a headache to deal with, bro. That's why I got rid of them everywhere.
swear
Everywhere I had them, I got rid of them. That shit's annoying. And that's it.
Cole Kmet.
That shit is cap, bro. I throw that whole game away, bro. I think Trey Lance and Fields got better days. Cole Kmet, Mooney didn't get involved. I think playing in that goddamn river that they was in, I think, and honest, yeah, bro, just that whole game, I'll reset what I judge by these players week 2.
Okay. And one last thing I want to end on, seeing a lot of injuries. I think we're going to see the preseason shift a little bit because a lot of guys sat out and didn't play.
We talked about that earlier.
I think you got to give your guys some reps. That way they can just get acclimated a little bit and shake some cobwebs off. The rolling out to week 1 code, I don't think that's going to get it done. And I think the NFL is positioning teams to actually play in the preseason because think about it. Week 1, a lot of divisional matchups. Yeah. So off top, people are already jeopardizing their divisional wins and we got the big primetime game, so now you already jeopardize the home field advantage. So I think the NFL is going to continue to put the big key matchups early on.
Mm-hmm.
That way teams can roll their guys out in the preseason. Because at the end of the day, that's another revenue stream for them preseason-wise. So.
And you seen it yesterday. It looked like Russell Wilson was having a hard time clicking with his offense. You feel me?
Yeah.
Ava, if you can name a couple of the top quarterbacks in NFL, give me them.
Come on, man. Russell off top.
Okay, after Russell,
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
I hate him right now.
Okay.
Derek Carr.
Bro, you can't think of the elite ones? The elite ones, not the good ones. The elite ones. The ones you want to start your franchise
Lamar,
with. Okay.
Patrick,
Josh Allen,
Herbert. Okay, look.
My bad.
Your first 2 guys you named was Russell Wilson and you named Aaron Rodgers. Did either of those guys play in the preseason?
Actually, I don't know. I'm gonna be real.
I don't think so.
Okay, 2 guys that didn't play in the preseason, right?
That's
You see how rough they both
where
look?
you're
And
going.
Tom Brady.
I see where you're
And
going
Tom
with this.
Brady. He was just leaving practice and
Right.
shit. Okay, you know who did play in the preseason?
Let me know.
Pat.
Josh Allen, Pat, Herbert. The elite guys played in the preseason. What the fuck they playing for? They still got their same coaches and they still got their same players around them for the most part.
Shaking the cobwebs.
Yeah, you got to shake that off. You don't want to go into week 1 trying to figure out how real life is, bro. How real game speed is with these guys you never played with.
That makes sense.
I got to look back at the Jamal Adams situation. I know I'm talking defense, but he's done for the season. I don't know if he played in the preseason, though.
I don't even know.
Okay.
He's a veteran, so I don't know if he did. But yeah, bro, I do think you need to get, even if it's a possession, 1 or 2, like,
Right.
bro, practice is not padding up with a team trying to take you out. It's completely different. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
That was fire, bro.
It's not Allen Iverson. You know what I'm saying?
practice.
not practice.
Iverson didn't need no damn practice. All right, man, let's boogie. Avo, you ready? Let's get into this closing. This is the say something good to the people. This is where we come to bring some good news, shed some light on something going on, spread the word, some positivity, all good energy, man. That's what we're here for. So that's what we're gonna do in this closing. I am going to throw it on the table to see who wants to go first. Or you want to do this song on the closing, Avo? This sounds very aggressive, man.
You asked for a certain artist, so
Okay.
I got what I got from that artist. I can go to a different one. Hang on.
No, you good.
I think this one's gonna sound a little different.
There we go.
Got a little different vibes too.
This is my song too. This is the first song I've ever. Well, you want me to just go since we're here?
Yeah, start there.
I'll start here by saying, man, Black people, we got to do better, man. We are finding excuses on why we get to take each other's lives. Like, make it make sense. Like, that man got on jewelry, so yeah, they want to kill you. Like, logically, it's still not a good enough reason to go take another man's life, bro. So we just gotta do better with that, man. Just that's very ignorant, man. R.I.P. to PNB Rock family. Prayers, sending healing energy, all of that, man, because that's nuts, bro. I stay off social media. Don't nobody want to see that shit. Don't nobody want to hear that, man.
We gotta start posting that, bro.
And yeah, and say I've already did it once, but before I go to bed, I'm going to literally say a real prayer, not just speak it into the air. Say a real prayer. Don't know him at all. Listen to his music. Going to say a real prayer for his family. So I want to start there. And I was going to leave there, but I also want to leave by saying, hey, happy birthday to Mom Dukes. It was Sunday. I got the link. And happy birthday to little Ivo, too. His birthday. That's my dog. And Tank's birthday was Sunday, too.
Oh, man, birthdays all around.
Yeah, so, but yeah, man, I got to hang with my family, man, and it was beautiful. We went to the escape room. We didn't get out. So damn ignorant. But yeah, man, just make sure, and this just made me realize that you got to keep that family connection. The little ones of us that's left. My mom was even like, we should do something once a month. I'm talking to my cousins, like, yeah, let's get the kids together. So make sure you stay connected, man. Love on the people that love on you. Spread good and positive energy into the world, and let's just do better. That's what I want to end on.
All right, I'll go. This past weekend, man, I got to watch football. My father-in-law and my dad, and we just hanging out, eating our Chipotle, drinking beer, something real simple, man.
Chorizo?
Nah, I have it in there. But bro, just putting them on red zone, man. Like, my dad was like, man, let's just watch the coach game. I'm like, Dad, I'm gonna put you on, man. So put them on red zone. Now they both hooked, man. And you know, they older gentlemen, man. So they like to talk, man. And of course, I'm catching my naps, and I wake up, they still talk. I'm like, yeah, damn, I'm still going. Like, but it's cool, man. Like, just watching my dad and my father-in-law, bond and spend some time, and I'm there, so it's cool. You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually looking forward to have my family over my spot. That way we can watch some more football this weekend, man. So I'm actually gonna send an invite out to the fam.
Yeah, I'm not going over Vic house because he got a big ass dog. Also, Louis can't come to my house either because he a big ass dog.
He's cool though. Shout out to Louis.
I can't tell. Hey, I'll be on the phone with Vic sometimes. That nigga be going ham. I'll be like, bro, what's going on? He'd be like, oh, neighbor just walked past the window. I'll be like, man, what? Was they fucking with him?
Dogs are territorial, man.
Was they taunting Louis or anything? Like, nah, they just walked by.
They just
They didn't even look over here. They just walked by. Yeah, I ain't fucking with Louis.
It's cool, man. Louis is cool. But yeah, man. So I'm looking forward to just spending more time with family. So, like what your mom said, the fam said, put that time in, man. Even if it's as simple as football Sunday, just invite them over, chill. It can be something as easy as that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to this weekend. How about you, Avo?
Man, I had a dope weekend, man. I did a baby dedication, man. So when your pastor's your best friend, you can work things like that out. So we did a little celebration, a little birthday party type situation, and it was real dope. Got to see a lot of family. Got to see a niece I haven't seen in so many years, man. She's 16 now. And last time I saw her, I swear she was like 7 or something. I was like, yo, you 16? And she an athlete. I was just excited to see her. So shout out to Talasia.
That's what's up.
I got a lot of nieces and nephews, so I was real excited about that. But I just really enjoyed that time with my family to the point to where I was like, man, I'm going to have people over for my birthday. And I'm not really that type of person. But I might have to have a little something for my birthday and have everybody just come chill at the crib, man.
Friendsgiving.
Just a little Friendsgiving type of situation since my birthday's in November. So, yeah, I'm excited about that, too. So, I just encourage everybody, man, get out of your comfort zone. There's a lot of times there's some good things out there, man. Get out of that zone and get into that other zone. There's a lot of good stuff out there.
Big facts. All right, man. Hey, Ivo, transition to that We the Bros one time on the way out. You know what the fuck going on. Title track, outro track. Hey, week 1's in the books. While we listening to this track, Vic, do you have any advice for the listeners rolling into week 2?
Work your waivers, man. Work your waivers. This is the most critical point. So people who went off this week, go get them.
All right, that's his. Mine is set at the top of the show. Do not panic. Pay attention to your roster. Make sure you're playing the right guys going forward. Don't drop any guys for no reason. We won't know what the real story is for a couple more weeks, man. So don't panic and do anything stupid. Avo, do you have any advice?
My advice is don't talk shit to your wife when her team is better than yours.
And don't prematurely talk shit.
You should probably wait till week 4 or 5 or something. Give yourself some time.
Bro, I had somebody put the odds in the group chat and text me at 3. It was like the first games wasn't even over. I had 7 players left to play. He was like, odds emoji. I'm like, so after I won, I wrote in the chat, bro, what was the odds for? And now I just had to name my team, his team senior.
Hey,
oh man,
tell him what I did.
Vic, I told Vic the story about, bro, I'm gonna beat his ass, but he put the odds. Soon as all the games was over, dude lost, right? So clearly he still had the odds in the chat. Vic lost, and he put the odds in the chat.
And I tagged the dude.
Yeah, I guess niggas is putting odds in the chat after they take an L. That's the thing now, I guess.
So I got my eyes in.
And now my new team is Ball Like a King Senior, man. That's what's up, man. So shout out to Ball Like a King Junior. You had a good week 1, baby. Come see me again. Hey, and the funniest part is
first quarter.
The funniest part of this league is I got his number 1 pick. So I texted him and said, yo, road to no wins, nigga. Yeah. It started with me, motherfucker.
That's what's up. Hey, shout out to Kudo. That's the
homie. Yeah, that's the homie, man. All right, man. Hey, we're the Dynasty Bros Fantasy Football Podcast. We're going to let it's right now, too. It's perfect, too.
Facts.
We're going to let this ride, and then we're going to end it.
Dynasty Bros.